Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. My name's Dave, and as usual, I have gray hair. I have a gray beard. I wear glasses. Today, I'm even wearing the same color t shirt as the guy in the artwork, but I think he's a little bit better. So, here's what's going to happen today. Today is a downer day for me. Don't know what it is. Woke up, can't get that energy flowing. Talked with God to see if he could help, and he's tried, and it just ain't working today. Have you ever had days like that? They are annoying. They really are. And I don't understand it. You know, I went to work in such a great mood yesterday, and I didn't leave that way. I never do. Um, Especially lately in this world of, oh, how do I want to? Entitled or entitlement. Everybody in the world is only thinking about themselves. I understand that. That's a natural thing. Hey, I really care about myself, but, I don't care about anybody else. I don't like that. I just don't like that. I don't think it's cool. But you get so many people that are just, it's all about me. And it kind of wears me out. Um, I get tired of it. But that's my problem, folks. That's not yours. And I'm not here to complain today. I really don't want to complain. I didn't complain to anybody about it last night. I don't plan on. I did a little complaining. I apologize. I got it out of my system. Hopefully now my day will be better, right? Because of you folks, I think it'll be better. So, anyways, I told you this was going to be the last of the rambling shows where I'm just going to go all over the place. It makes sense. I was listening to this podcast, and he called us ramblers. Now, when I had the last podcast with my brother, it was more structured. I mean, we talked a little bit. We read a poem, talked about that poem. We talked about God, read another poem, discussed those things, or we had an interview with a few people, and that was more of a structure. And I need to get to that again. Going to talk about one subject, then we're going to move on to another subject. There'll be a break in the action to where you'll know there's a change coming up. It's still going to be 5 minutes with gray hair Dave. It's just going to be a little more planned because I haven't been planning these. I've started out planning these and I just lost control of it. I started ignoring my plans. Well, that wasn't very smart, realistically, when you think about it. When you ignore the plan, things just go, right? And that's kind of what's been happening with my numbers. They were doing pretty good. Now all of a sudden they're starting to go on that downward slope. And I don't like that. And that's telling you guys are telling me something. You don't like it either. So I'm going to change it. I'm just going to go back to an organized podcast where I'm going to be talking about life for a bit. I'm going to be talking about things going on for a bit, things happening in the world today for a little bit. And then I'm going to talk about music for a little bit because music is important to me. And I'm hoping it's important to you. And if it's not important to you, that's absolutely fine. Please, please don't get me wrong. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But I like talking about music, and I like talking about music from the past. I was talking to a friend at work the other day. He's the musician, and we start to reminisce because he was on stage and I was backstage for a long time, and we have a lot in common, and we're about the same age, and we realize we live in the same neighborhood around the corner from each other. Never knew it because I rarely get out of the house and hang out outside, and he's got a wife and kids over there, and I do not. So there's that. And anyway, we got to talking about music again, which made me happy. We were talking about music again, and It never fails. It just makes me smile. Music makes me smile. So that's what I want to start doing. I want to start adding some music, and I may get to. I had thought about this before, and I didn't get any comments on it. But I think what I'm going to do is whatever day that is the day that I am recording. So like today is March 8th of 2024. Well, if I went back in history, which I haven't done yet, because I haven't done my research, I want to know what was on the top 40 back in that day in a specific year, or in a specific couple of years, or a specific decade, or what was the major genre of that, of that era in that decade, who were the major players and things like that. And that's not going to take a long time. And unfortunately, because of copyright issues, I can't play the music, but I can tell you the name of the music or leave a link in the show notes as to maybe a YouTube video of it or a place to go like on Apple Music or Pandora to listen to that so you'll understand where I'm at on it. I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm hoping, I mean, because I enjoy music so it would almost be like being a disc jockey, but not. And I'm going to start looking for other things that might interest you, like cars of the era. In 1971, what was the hottest selling car? What were the prices of gas back then? What was the price? And this is not a good thing to talk about, but what was the price of cigarettes back then? And, a gallon of milk compared to today. That just shows you how much things have changed. And that's what I want to go to. What's changed? What has changed between when I was growing up and the world today? That's where I want to be. And hopefully you all want to go with that journey with me. That could have been said better. I hope you want to go on this journey with me. And I don't like using that word journey because it's I believe in podcasting and in creation, or not creation, but internet creation. What I'm doing here is creating a podcast. As a creator, I believe creators are using that word too much. That's my personal belief. Now, they may not be, but I even had a podcast that had 5 or 6 or 7 called My Journey Online. Well, there's a better word. There's got to be better words for this. So we're going to go and we're going to learn our stories online and how that story progressed. We're going to call it a timeline, which is kind of the same thing as a journey, but the timeline of our lives, right? Or the days of our lives. Yeah, that was a soap opera my mom kind of watched a little bit when she came home for lunch once in a while. But the other one was mainly Ryan's Hope. Now, if that doesn't date me, I don't know what does. And if you don't know what the soap operas Ryan's Hope or Days of Our Lives were, look it up. We're going to get back to look it up. I haven't talked much about, hey, if you don't know what that is, look it up. I'm not the only one that says that. I am not. So it's not a catchphrase. It's just look it up. So that's it for today. That's all I've got to talk about. And that's just the future. Folks, and I want to be 100% completely honest with you. Just doing this little bit of podcasting right here, right now, has cheered me up. Thank you. You all are great. Thank you for doing that for me. I appreciate that a lot. Tell your friends about me. 5 Minutes of Gray Hair Dave. He's going to start talking about different things. I'm going to rearrange maybe the bio on what it's supposed to be, Nothing wrong with a little change. But it's not a big enough change to where I'm going to lose you, I hope. So, anyways, 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. I'm on all the podcasting sites. If you're listening to me, you're obviously on one of them. Or you're on my website. And my website, if you don't remember, 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave.com. So don't forget to tell your friends. And don't forget, folks, if they don't know what a podcast is or how to listen to one or how to download an app on their phone, show them for me, will you? Because they might be interested in what I have to say. You never know. Even if you don't like this, they might. So, on behalf of myself, talking in the third person, this is Gray Hair Dave saying, this is episode number 45. It's Friday. I'm not going to be here for the next 2 days, but I'll be back on Monday with episode 46. So have a great weekend. God bless. And I hope you enjoy your weekend and time off. Bye-bye.